What is up, guys? My name of course is Carlo. Welcome yet to another video and a little topic I've been meaning to discuss with you guys for quite some time now, but obviously it's been a case of not having the time to sort of bring this rather important topic across. So as you can see from the title of the video, can you make videos if you're poor or you have no money, so on and so on? Well, let's look at each individual question one at a time. I'm going to try and put this across to you the best way I can without trying to confuse you or confuse myself. I am speaking generally from the heart, so this is not scripted. This is just me, just trying to explain to you guys how I feel about it, so on and so on. So first, let's define poor. I'm getting a lot of messages in my inbox basically asking me, Carlo, if I have no money, or I'm on a low budget, or I'm basically poor, can I make films? It's a passion of mine, it's something I want to do. Can it be done? Can I do it? Well, the answer to that is yes. Anyone can go out there and make a film. It all depends on your passion for it or how much you really want to do it. If there's three major elements to making a film if you're poor. First one is a pencil. Second one is a pad. And third one is something that everyone carries around with him on a daily basis, or with them on a daily basis, and that's a mobile phone. Most mobile phones these days come with apps which allow you to edit videos. So basically you've got your little workstation right in front of you. Now, obviously it's going to be a lot different to making films the professional way, but then what is the professional way? I'm sitting here with all this gear thinking to myself, do I really need all this to make a good film, or make a good short film, or tell a story, so on and so on? No, you don't need all this. This is luxury in the film world. This is, something I need, but I don't have to use. And I'll come to that a little later on in the video about what I mean by that. If you've got a pencil and you've got a piece of paper and you've got a mobile phone, you're already set. Jot your ideas down, draw a storyline or storyboard it, take your camera out or take your phone out, start shooting stuff, start putting stuff together. If you can't afford editing software, so on and so on, then there are plenty of free apps on a cell phone which will allow you to edit videos directly off the cell phone. But at the end of the day, no one's going to laugh at you because you're making the effort. The problem these days with YouTube in general is that people often take the piss out of people that are making the effort, which I find very disturbing. There's people out there that will laugh at people's work when they're making the effort, whether it's a YouTube video or a short film or so on and so on. But a person that's actually doing that is taking the time out of their day to try and achieve something in their life, trying to make themselves known, and whether they record it on a red camera or a basic mobile phone, a person like that's got my full respect and love, because that's the way you've got to do things sometimes. We all start at the bottom, and we sort of got to work our way up to the top. That's exactly how I started making videos. I started with a mobile phone. I started with a really old video cassette camcorder, and I worked my way up from there. All the hardware that I used to buy was second hand from boot fairs, so on and so on. But I progressed myself up in that stage to give myself the opportunity to be able to go out and buy this stuff. So don't knock yourself if you think to yourself, I'm poor, because at the end of the day, what is poor? What does poor mean? As long as you've got a good heart and you've got a good imagination and you're willing to take the time out to make the effort, then you're a filmmaker, and it's as simple as that. Don't think because you've got a red camera, the people out there, they've got red cameras, they've got all this top of the range gear, that they call themselves filmmakers, which they can. But you yourself, obviously, even if you've got a pencil, pad and a mobile phone and you're putting stuff together, you're a filmmaker as well. The only problem is, obviously, society expects us to look professional all the time, which is a bit of a shame, really. And that's why a lot of people go out and buy themselves, the top of the range Blackmagic cameras, the red cameras, so on and so on. It's a case of people are expected to go out and buy this stuff to make themselves look professional. Unfortunately, we're in a world where, you know, if I'm hired by a client to go and shoot a music video or go and shoot a documentary or a short film, so on and so on, and I turn up with, you know, a mobile phone and this, I'm going to get laughed at. Unfortunately, even though I could probably do a better job with this than someone could probably do on a red camera, and you might laugh on that. You might say to yourself, Carlo, well, you got a mobile phone. How you gonna make it look better? It's not about the visuals. It's about the storytelling. It's about how you create it. You know, like I said before, some of the best films that have been made of all time have been shot in black and white. You know, 40 years ago they never had red cameras. They never had all this 4K bullshit. They never had all this, you know, special effects stuff. Everything was done by hand. Everything was created from the imagination by using stuff that you can actually touch, not stuff that you can actually see. And some of them films, you know, have become iconic in the cinema industry. So you need to look back on them sort of eras and them sort of times and think to yourself, well, if there was no, you know, state-of-the-art visual effects back then, really, you know, what's stopping me from trying to create something now? What's stopping me from taking a trip down memory lane and work the way they used to work? Because it obviously worked for them because the films are still going. You know, i.e. films like the original Terminator, Clash of the Titans, the original, so on and so on. All these films were done with stop motion, good makeup, so on and so on. And obviously in today's day and age of creating makeup and things like that, you can use anything to create certain things for your visual effects. You don't really have to need After Effects. Granted, you're going to need obviously an editing piece of editing software to put it all together, but there are options out there, and there are companies that do have free open source editing software out there. You've just got to, you know, have a little look for it and find the one that's actually best for you and that's going to do the job for you. So, you know, going back to my point, you know, if you know what is poor, I don't understand the people that say to me or message me and say, Carlo, if I'm poor, can I still make films? That, you know, the two don't go together, because no matter who you are, you can still make films. Like I just said to you, all you need is these three objects and you're away to go. All you need is these three things. You know, a pen or a pencil, a pad, and a mobile phone. Near enough everyone on this planet has got a mobile phone. Do you know what I mean? And even if you can't afford to buy a mobile phone, you know, go and get yourself an old 720p or 480p, you know, camcorder from the boot fair or boot sale on eBay or something like that. No one's going to laugh at you. And the people that do laugh at you are the people that are the naysayers. They're the people that, you know, will slag you off, but then they've never picked up a camera in their life and tried it for themselves, you know, and they're the people that are just idiots, you know. The amount of comments, you know, sometimes I get comments on my channel, people slagging my stuff off, and then I check their shit out and they've got like nothing, they've done nothing, you know, they've got like 2 subscribers on their channel, you know, and fuck all on there, just, you know, shares and stuff like that. Don't let no one knock you back, and don't let no one insult you or tell you you can't when you can. The people that say you can't and the people who say shut up, you'll never do it, are the people that will never achieve anything in their lives. You know, like I've just said, you take your mobile phone, even if it's a poor quality camera, it doesn't matter. You know, write a story, write a script on a piece of paper, with a piece of paper and a pen. You know, get your ideas going, get your juices bubbling, you know, and get your juices, creative passion bubbling, and go out and shoot it and create something stunning. Just because it ain't 4K don't mean it ain't any good. Just because it ain't even 1080p don't mean it ain't any good, because at the end of the day your work will come through your storyline and the passion you've put into that project itself. So obviously, you know, going back to what I said, you know, these professional people that, you know, you think to yourself, right, I want to be a filmmaker, but yet, you know, I want to get hired by people to do the job. But that will come, you know, all that stuff comes in time. You just got to build up your profile, just keep doing stuff, saving your money up the best you can, every penny you get, even if you get like a dollar, you know, a week or a month, and put it in a jar. It might take a long time, it might take you years, but at the end of the day, you'll get to the end of the rainbow at some point. At some point, you'll have enough money to go out and buy yourself a nice little camera, or buy yourself a nice little DSLR, or, you know, even a decent phone. I mean, phones you can get on contract, so, you know, you could pick up phones for free now, you know, free monthly contracts, you know, and then you got yourself a mobile phone, and you got yourself, you know, your camera system, you got yourself your communication device to share your stuff on YouTube, so on and so on, and you got your communication device to obviously get in contact with people, you know, asking them, you know, for advice, and obviously trying to find something better for you to do project wise. But yeah, it's all about practice. It's all about, you know, trying to figure out what you sort of want to do in the filmmaking world. If you want to be a filmmaker, you know, never let anybody hold you back, and never let anybody say you can't do it when you can. I mean, I started off with a really cheap camera that I got from a boot fair. It was like about 30 quid, something like that, and I started shooting with that, and I started getting a passion for it and doing various things, and then, you know, I got a job through that, just using a £30 camera, and then I put them, every penny I used to get, I used to put away, you know, just save up, and then just, you know, buy what I need to buy that was important for me to get going. You know, I'm not going to go out and buy a slider when I haven't got a camera. You know, you need to sort of prioritise what you can buy, or what you need to buy or save up for to get you started, and then the rest is history. The rest will come. You'll be able to go out and buy your Blackmagic cinema cameras, or your high-end video cameras, to make your work look a lot more professional. But professional in the sense where, you know, that's what obviously, you know, unfortunately clients require. You know, I can't work to, you know, walk into a client gig, you know, with a cell phone and say action. You know, I'll get laughed at. Anyone would get laughed at. You know, once these clients see you've got a nice bit of gear, they take you seriously. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. I don't know why that is, but unfortunately, that is the way it is. And it's quite sad, really. I know people that have shot full features on mobile phones, and they look absolutely stunning, you know, absolutely fantastic, because the storyline, you know, has shone through. So never let anyone say you can't when you can. There's no such thing as poor. There's only passion. And yeah, just keep on at it, guys. Keep on at it. As always, thanks for listening, and I'll definitely catch you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.